Good morning, Interbike. Hey, a shout out to all you exhibitors, all you guys out at the Sinclair party that woke up in the wrong place. We hope you guys have got to your right booth. That's why we put numbers on them. And I'm Richard Fries. It's Good Morning Interbike. For all you guys that missed it last night, shame on you. We had a historic cyclocross event out there. It was about 6 miles away. Cross Vegas blew the lights out. Lance Armstrong racing. But talking about how good cross is in America, he could not crack the top 20. He did, however, put his face squarely on the pavement at one point, but we'll talk about that later on. Later in the day, we have some great clips coming at you. A lot of business going on. I'm Richard Fries, Good Morning Interbike. We're talking about the fashion show coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about some great product lines coming out there as well. Want to wish you all good hunting on today's 2008 Interbike day number 2. And now I am esteemed to introduce one of my best friends in the industry, Steve Boehmke. Steve, welcome to Good Morning Interbike.
How you doing, Rich?
Awesome to see you here.
All right.
And understood you were orbiting the cross race last night, trying to get there. There was too many people.
We had a little trouble.
Well, Steve, I want to ask you, this guy is busier than like a three-legged cat in a litter box when he gets to Interbike. You got so many things to do. But, first thing I want to talk about is you are introducing some stuff. A few years back, Hutchinson led the way in off-road tubeless. Now you guys are getting things skinny.
Yeah, I have a PR and marketing firm, and I work for a few clients. Hutchinson's one of them. And the big word on the street and the buzz in the show this year is our road tubeless systems, which we've been working on road tubeless for a few years now in conjunction with Shimano to develop the technology. And we're seeing a big expansion of other companies that are coming on board to this innovation and creating a real solid momentum for the future. The big deal about road tubeless is that it provides a reduction in rolling resistance of what we've been able to find out, about 30%. So you hop on your bike and boom, it's faster, smoother. It seems to be, by not having friction with a tube and a tire, it just creates a virtual tubular, really.
It's interesting because one of the reasons I have you on the show is I think 10, 15 years ago when I first met you, you're great at walking around the show, and even when you're a big shot like you are, you actually take time to look at every little booth, every little thing, and you really look at the young kids, see what they're coming up with, and that's really important. Any competition out there for road tubeless right now?
I don't believe so. I believe Hutchinson's competition is scrambling. But the deal is now that we started off with just Shimano making the wheels, and now Campy has road tubeless wheels. Specialized has road tubeless in their lineup, and some other players like A-Class are coming up. I know Core is working on a set of road tubeless wheels, so it's coming down in price. And then Hutchinson's line of road tubeless tires is expanding from one tire, which we had this Fusion 2, which was a high-end racing tire, to an even higher-end racing tire called the Atom, which is one compound and straight line kind of time trial tire, and then down to this tire called the Intensive, which is going to be in a 25C version, so more volume and a little bit harder compound for training and long wear. It's going to be perfect for the fixie crowd and for the urban cyclists.
Is this stuff battle tested yet?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we actually, Hutchinson's riders, the Front Stage de Jour team won Trobro Leon and some other classics this year using road tubeless, and so.
Awesome.
And then Wayne Stetna at Shimano tells me,
heard of him.
Yeah, Wayne tells me that the new Shimano new carbon wheels with aluminum braking surface take the whole deal up another notch. So, in reality, nothing beats tubulars at this point, except for the fact that you gotta glue them on and take them off if you got a flat or whatever. So a clincher is much more usable, and we're approaching tubular perforurance.
First time I had to glue a tubular on before a race, I glued my pants to the chair. I had to get out of the pants to go to the race.
Right on.
Hey, you're doing some work for Trek, and I know you're always busy with a lot of things. What's going on with what you're doing for those guys?
No, I'm not working with Trek.
But you're doing, so tell me about what we were talking about before.
Well, about the U.S. Cup, maybe. Actually, the first thing I want to talk about is the Momentum fashion show that's happening.
Well, we're talking later on.
Right. So what I was getting at was that I'm working with this company that makes the Mundo truck bike.
Oh, I'm
it's
sorry.
like a 6-foot-long cargo
Oh, those
bike.
things are great. Those are
Yeah.
everywhere. I ride my bike where like the hippies live in Cambridge.
Right.
They like have children back there. and
Yeah,
stuff.
no doubt. Well, so yeah, you can carry, the kitchen sink, your 3 kids. You could carry, when I came over here, or at the Outdoor demo, I had 2 big coolers,
Oh yeah.
one full of water and one full of adult beverage, and a couple of chairs, and my girlfriend.
Oh, nice.
Going from my truck, and so from my truck on my bike truck into the
And the
into
girlfriend,
ODD.
the girlfriend they don't come with it.
No, they don't come with it. But anyways, it's a great bike, and it's going to be one of the bikes featured in Momentum's fashion show.
Oh, awesome.
Tonight
That's
at
what
5.
we're talking about now. We're going to be talking with Momentum Magazine, a hip new magazine that's just made great strides in the last year. Also, I got to talk to you. Mountain bike racing in America. I was at Mount Snow, the national championships, really struggling, but I think Steve Boehmke's coming out with defibrillators
Well,
to work on this.
I got approached by Scott Tedrow from Show Air International, which is a trade show shipping company. And this guy, mountain biking changed his life
He's a great guy.
4 years ago or so. And since that happened, he decided to use some of the resources he has through his company to support a racing team in Southern California.
Yeah, sure. I've seen them race. They're good.
Johnny O'Mara, former motocross superstar and multi-time national mountain bike champion, is on the team, as is an Australian Sid Taberley.
Oh yeah,
who's
he's great.
World Cup podium guy, and then
Tasmanian, I think.
and about 600 other people are on the support team or whatever. It's a really big deal. Anyhow, he was approached by all the team managers and everybody else at Mount Snow.
Because we were in revolt.
Because what was happening, what was happening was the National Mountain Bike Series, the NMBS, is no longer.
Right.
And they announced that around Mount Snow. So everybody came up to Scott saying, hey, you got to do something. Can you help? Can we do something? And so he's put together a plan that I helped him kind of get tightened up for the industry or whatever, where he's going to invest, up to $100,000 or whatever to market a new series.
Awesome.
If the rest of the industry jumps
Steps
on
up.
board.
Right.
Now, if the rest of the industry does not step up, then he's going to create a Southern California series and or a West Coast endurance series or some other kind of series. But we've gotten a lot of good response. It's kind of, we got to wait and see, and find out at this show, actually, if people are going to cut checks to make this series happen. But stuff's looking pretty good, actually.
What's the challenge, though, to get the best thing about the whole mountain bike scene earlier in its metamorphosis? It had a tribal feel, a little bit like Cross is experiencing right now.
Right.
How do you get that back to where we have that tribal feel?
Well,
Because you were part of that.
everything, I think all sports go through waves.
Sure.
And you get your initial, hardcore, freaky people doing something really
Right.
weird, and then everybody jumps on. And I remember I've been riding mountain bikes since 1981.
Right.
And I remember us thinking, wow, what if we could get in the Olympics someday? And then we got in the
it'll never
Olympics,
happen.
and it was cool, but it didn't change things necessarily for the better or whatever. It's awesome,
Right.
and it's legitimizing and all that stuff. But anyways, I think all sports go through waves. Look at skateboarding, it did the same thing. It went, wow, and then it went, whoa, down to nothing. And now it's really cool again and big, but it's had a lot of support through the whole, like the Do Tour and the X Games.
Sure.
And all that stuff has helped. But the main thing I think that was possibly lacking in our past NMBS, National Mountain Bike Series events was marketing. There was no marketing. The guys who were running it are great guys.
They worked
They put
their
on
tails
great
off.
races. They do work their tails off, and they have never made any real money.
Right.
Like a lot of people think that these guys just are rolling in the dough.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not true.
Yeah.
And so what they've needed, I believe, is some marketing. And Scott Tedros has committed to taking out like 12 full-page ads in top leading cycling magazines like Mountain Bike Action and Velo News and stuff or whatever to promote the series, let everybody know what's going on, and get people out there. It's got a cross-country vibe on it right now for UCI points and to build up our cross-country racers to be competitive at a world level. And then there should be downhill elements and all that too.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well,
It's
Steve,
gonna
I
be
want to
good.
thank you for coming on Good Morning Interbike. We got to head out. I know you're going somewhere tonight. You're going to a fashion show. We're going to see
Yeah.
you there. And we're going to see you maybe at the crit where I go
Yeah,
to
I'll be at
save
the
my
crit.
voice for that.
Oh, and then afterwards, there's gold sprints at a place called the Beauty Bar, and it's going to be out of control.
All right, I'm there.
Good fun. All
Thanks
right.
for being here.
Peace.
All right. Hey, we're going to check out a video real quick. We're going to swap out the mics. Bikes Belong has done some really cool video clips. You can check them out online. Let's take a look at one now. We'll be right back with Momentum Magazine, and we're talking about the fashion show. See you guys in just a bit on Good Morning Interbike.